Buenas noches and welcome to my game training journal. To clear up my phone, I am using old quotes, which I've forgotten to write down, okay? September 7th, after my last entry, I practiced piano for an half hour and started to be familiar with the instrument, and then I sang for a half hour, being close, and I felt like I was being on key. The day after my birthday, I've gotten back to doing up to 51 cleanups in the morning, and then I cleaned the dishes and watered the plants. And then I made some deviled eggs for church. Then I practiced singing while waiting for the church to open, and when it opened I practiced the piano at church. The message of the church is that the world has become a scarier place, and it seems that every day it has become more dangerous, and people don't know what to do, which cause more chaos in an attempt to figure out what to do, but things only turn from bad to worse. What can be done about it is to learn from the mistakes of the past and the mishaps of what happened so that history doesn't repeat itself. And then I worked on a comic which took me roughly an hour. And then I practiced guitar for an hour which was slightly smoother than the day before. On September 9th, 2024, in which I did 52 chin-ups, which was better than the day before, in which I spent a half hour singing on the application, and although it still says that I'm off key, I felt some stress in the vocal cords, which made me believe that the exercises are starting to take effect. And then I watered the plants, cleaned and put away the dishes, cleaned the microwave, and finished the comic on DeviantArt, which I didn't post on Facebook because it is a bit on the sensitive side. And then I spent 40 minutes playing the boxing game's Arms, which wasn't as long as usual because there weren't many people online playing the game with me, so I spent most of the time stretching. On class number 40, before I started before class number 40, I had some free training with Stephanie in which we were practicing running and then self-defense. She's a lot more comfortable with gun defense than I am, because she said she worked in a shipyard while that's not my thing. In class I had found that I have not maximized my gamification training as much as I had hoped during the day, in which I have found that my key apps were absent and I have failed to memorize everything from the site, and problems that I need to address needed to make corrections. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievements by John Ron, which is the quote of the week. Okay. On September 10th, I started my day with 53 chin-ups, which was one more than yesterday. And I felt like my gamification training was lacking, so I made some prints of a jujitsu comic that I did years ago about countering an armbar. And I must apologize for my coughing. I came up with a bad cold, and going to class while I am in this condition would definitely not be a good idea. So I spent most of my time working an Ask Me comic that I was working on an Ask Me comic for the last few days because I'm not as well as I should be, in which I'm still doing my chores and writing them down, and spent most of my days recovering. And that's all I have to put down. And yeah, I'm not feeling well at the moment, so I'll leave it at that. And until next time, hasta la vista.